Hello, Tumwater staff. I want to start by thanking you for the creativity and dedication you've shown as we've started our school year in remote instruction. Since the start of the school year, I've had the chance to visit virtual classes in different schools and content areas across the district, and I've been so impressed by the creative instruction and the high level of student participation I've seen. You've worked hard to make remote learning a positive experience for our students this fall, and thanks to your efforts, our kids are rising to the challenge of participating remotely. I know this is difficult, and I hear how complicated and stressful this work can be. I want to thank you for continuing to push forward and find ways to make a positive difference in the lives of our students. Today, I want to update you on our work toward a slow transition to more in-person learning. As we attempt to move forward, we're running into the complex challenges that come with in-person instruction during a pandemic, and that has slowed our progress. First, since Thurston County was authorized to begin a slow return to in-person learning, the COVID-19 transmission rate in Thurston County has spiked. The last couple of weeks, we've had the highest rate of transmission since the pandemic began. As a result, this week, Thurston County Public Health and Social Services strongly recommended that school districts pause any further return to hybrid instruction for at least 14 days. If case counts stabilize and drop, we will be allowed to continue forward. If they continue to increase, districts that have started hybrid instruction may be asked to return to remote learning. This recommendation does not impact small group instruction. We've been told we'll be able to continue small group instruction unless we experience an extreme spike in cases. With colder weather causing more people to gather indoors, with cold and flu season approaching, and with winter holidays that traditionally bring together families and friends for celebrations, health officials are expressing concerns about the likelihood of further spikes in the next couple of months. Second, we're also trying to address the challenge of getting sufficient personal protective equipment to bring more students into our schools. The Washington Department of Labor and Industries has communicated requirements for masks, face shields, gowns, gloves, and other PPE that staff must have based upon the risk level of their responsibilities. Unfortunately, some of this required PPE is extremely difficult to find and purchase. We ordered PPE in the spring to be prepared for fall, and we still have not received some of those orders. We continue to seek other ways to get what we need right now. Also, some of this equipment, like N95 masks, require staff to pass what's called fit testing. If the equipment we have does not fit an employee properly, they cannot use it, and that can limit our ability to have staff serve students in person in some situations. As we consider bringing additional groups to school, we're finding that our inability to obtain proper masks and other PPE is a barrier that's delaying our progress. Finally, we know that some students and staff will not return for in-person instruction, and that means that transitioning to hybrid will require us to create both remote and hybrid classes. We know that many students want to stay with their current teacher, of course, and that will not be possible for all students when we shift to hybrid instruction. One concern expressed by staff and families is they don't want us to rebuild classes for hybrid instruction, change students' teachers, disrupt schedules, and change our learning model only to have to revert to remote instruction soon afterward if cases spike due to colder weather and holiday gatherings. Once we create these classes, we also need to hire additional staff that will be required to provide supervision and instruction, and that takes some time. Last week, I shared a draft timeline for a slow return to in-person instruction with staff in the community. Thank you to those who have shared feedback via the staff survey we sent with that message. If you've not done so, look for an email reminder about that survey today and get it done this weekend. The board will consider whether to approve proceeding with the timeline as conditions allow at their meeting on October 22nd. They really want to review that information from the survey in advance. This is a very difficult decision. We want to give students an in-person experience as soon as possible, and yet the safety and health of students and staff must be prioritized. As we make decisions, we will continue to follow sound practices to protect health and safety while considering the educational and social emotional needs of our students. Again, thank you so much for all you are doing to support our students this fall. Our kids need us to be positive. They need us to be hopeful. They need us to be supportive, and you're doing that. And I thank you sincerely for the work you're doing. Your work is incredibly important, and you're doing a wonderful job. Take care of yourselves. Please take care of yourselves. I can't emphasize that enough, and have a great weekend.